Hello and welcome. My name is Jürgen Rinelli and I'm a senior software consultant. Today I'm going to show you the mobile device management from ManageEngine. Have fun! Hello, we are here now in the console from Mobile Device Manager Plus. The access to the console is granted through a browser, internet browser. You can use nearly every browser you want. There are two editions from Mobile Device Manager Plus. There is the on-prem edition coming with the PostgreSQL database, and there is a cloud version from Mobile Device Manager. Let's first start within the admin tab. What do we have here? We do have some user account administration settings, so the access to the console is granted through technicians. You can add them here and you can define roles to your technicians, and you even can grant only access to certain groups to manage for the selected user. If you wish to define your own roles for user management, you can do so here. And of course, there is a two-factor authentication available too. A user account policy to set session validity in days, session expiration times, and such. And even a password policy, you can set it here. Else, if you have the on-prem edition, you want to secure the communication to the internet from your server. So you could use a secure gateway server. That's a component you can purchase from ManageEngine, license from ManageEngine too. This is a component you would set up in your DM set. What else do we have? We have a bunch of integrations. We have Sundesk, Analytics Plus, Mobile Threat Defense. That's the integration with Checkpoint Harmony Mobile. As well, we do have Zoho CRM Creator and a API, what you could use to integrate other systems too. As well, very important, there is an action log viewer. You have an audit here, so you can select users, specific model types, and time frames for your audit. As well, there are export settings to get things GDPR compliant. Even the export data, you can choose to let the technician decide whether to mask, remove, or retain personal information. Even within scheduled reports, you can do so. Here we do have some privacy settings as well. There's that terms of use where you can add your own data for the terms. So you can have a create new policy, you can upload your own files, and even different kinds of languages. And there is even an example available for such a policy. Then there is the device privacy settings. Within the device privacy settings, you can set up what kind of data on corporate-owned devices or on employee-owned devices will be collected. So there is that modify button, and you can choose to your needs. So next to do is we will go through the home setting to all the tabs. You can have all those, all this device Manager Plus, you can have it within other languages too, by adding a multi-language pack. All right, we do have dashboards here, a lot of dashboards, platform type, app summary, and even an audit log feed. All the data you see here is linked, so you just click on it and you will be directed to enrolled users, for example. Let's go back to the Home tab. In the lower part, we do have quick links, how-tos, how to add a technician, how to generate and add an APN certificate and such. And you have a lot of FAQs too. And of course, there is a roadmap shown. This is a link to a web page where the roadmap is open to see for everyone. That blue button here is a chat box where you can start a chat with the support team from ManageEngine. Right, let's go further on with the enrollment. What can I enroll at all? There is the Apple enrollment with the integration of Apple Business Manager for supervised devices. And there is, of course, the Configurator 2 app, where you can implement into the Apple Business Manager portal your own devices. There is, for the Android section, for the supervised devices, the QR code enrollment. So you would have only to scan that QR code from resetted devices. Just on the welcome screen, just tap there 6 times and the camera will open. Scan that and you will be automatically enrolled. And if you configure even the Wi-Fi settings, so this will be given through the QR code too, so no manual work has to be done there. There's that zero-touch enrollment. That's the Google part for the Apple Business Manager. There's Knox Mobile enrollment. You can establish NFC enrollment, and we do have even Windows, what we can enroll through Azure Auto Enrollment and such things. You have Chrome OS too. Fine. Having said that, you want to establish, bring your own devices. That's possible too. Within Android, you will have automatically the communication restricted between managed and unmanaged apps. Within Apple, it is possible too, but there is another step in between you would have to do. I will show later. Of course, you can establish even a self-enrollment and through directory services. Fine. Let's have a look on the device management. Now, you want to have it easy in the management of your devices. So you can add groups here, device groups, user groups, even Active Directory user groups. So I would strongly recommend you to use groups instead of publishing profiles and apps directly on the devices. You can do so, but it would be easier for the maintenance, for the management, to add the devices into groups. You can add a device into multiple groups if you wish, and just publish profiles and apps onto these groups. It will tremendously help because, for example, you would have a consultant, all right? And if this consultant will change his job and go into the sales team, you would just move the device from the consultant group into the sales group. And then automatically the system will change all profiles and apps accordingly. So what is not needed in the new group will be deleted. What is new in the new group will be added. The profiles is where the magic on the devices has been done. So restrictions and allowances you set up here. So there's the iOS, Android, Windows, Chrome, macOS, and tvOS. You can publish profiles. So I'm going to show Android and iOS. So start with Android. You give it a name, you have the MDM profile, you even can configure OEM config profiles. That's a bunch of devices, Honeywell, Data Logic, whatever. You can configure even the OEM part. Continue. You can configure the passwords. Yeah, password complexity, low, medium, high. Let's set it up high. Password should contain complex value. A user-friendly 16 digits. Great. You have a lot of other settings you can do here. Even a wipe of the device. If it is 4 or 16 times or something, a failed attempt, it will be wiped. And you even can be really good to your users. And yeah, remove the biometrics so that they would have to add that 16, enter the 16 digits manually. Fine. What else do we have? We have the restrictions, device functionality, camera. You can restrict the camera. So fine. All right. With bring your own devices, you cannot do that. You will need a supervised device, and because of there are a lot of different functionalities you can set up, ManageEngine is helping you within the Mobile Device Manager Plus with a lot of icons. So there is Android 4 and above. There is Knox enabled Samsung devices, Android 4.3 or above, and of course for in order to restrict the camera, you need a full device management. So it helps in choosing the enrollment type for what I would like to restrict. Security settings, browser restrictions, tethering, phone, there are a lot of restrictions. You even can configure workspace security. You can add Wi-Fi profiles, not only one, even more profiles. You have a VPN you can set up. You have email, Exchange Active Sync, and even can choose that you want to use the Outlook or Samsung email. You have a kiosk mode you can enable with a single app mode or a multi-app mode. You have wallpapers to set up, certificates to give that devices and such. Let's have a look about the iOS devices. iOS devices, give it a name, of course, and then continue. We have passcode as we had it with the Android profile as well. We have the restrictions, camera, restrict camera if you want, and here is even the icon supervised devices needed. And within the security settings, there is that point what I mentioned in the beginning, that there is an extra step to do about the communication on bring your own devices. So here, share data between managed and unmanaged apps, go to restrict both ways, and then you even can add differentiations too. Advanced security, iCloud, you can configure here some things, privacy settings and such. Wi-Fi profile, even here you can add one and more. If you save the first one, there will be the option to add another one. There's VPN, a per app VPN channel you can add. Exchange Active Sync as well, a kiosk mode as well, and a single app mode, multi-app mode, and autonomous apps, and a lot of other settings Android does not have. All right, device management. What else do we need? We will need to deploy apps. So you can do so by adding all the necessary app stores, Apple App Store, Google Store, Windows App Management, and selecting here the stores. You will be led to a page similar to the app stores you know, and you will just choose the apps, and you can publish them then from here. And you even can add enterprise apps in Apple and in Android, and even MSI applications you can publish. There is as well an app update policy, so you can update all apps, all store apps, or specific apps only. And there is a telecom expense management. You can create a policy. You have certificates to add. You have alerts to set up alerts, create a policy for some alerts, location services disabled, reboot, and such things. Content management. That's a cool thing. You can add there some documents, some videos, images, and such things, and grant only access to those documents on that devices within specific apps. So even unmanaged apps cannot open those documents. If you change that document, instantly the document will be changed even on the devices. If you delete it, the documents won't be available anymore on the devices. There is even an Automat OS update. So create a policy for iOS, Android, Chrome, Android custom firmware. Let's have a look how it looks like. The iOS, simple thing, and the Android, you can configure some more things, time frames, days. There is the Chrome, even here, some more settings, and the Android custom firmware. Next, in tools, we have the ability to send messages, announcements with user acknowledgement as well. Give it the text for the button and mark this as a mandatory read, and display a specific icon you wish. Remote control. You can establish a remote view on iPhones, and if I don't have an Android implemented here, if there is an Android implemented, you even have the ability for a remote control. Then we do have Office 365 integrations, conditional access, Office 365 MUM policy. You just integrate with your Entra ID. The fence policy and fence repository. Fence policy is something, if you do have set up within the inventory, let's go there, let's have a look within the geo tracking. If you set it to when lost, or even always, if you set it to always on selected groups only, with a location history enabled or not, or even within lost mode, only the geo tracking. When you set it up here, within the device management, you can create a policy, a fence, by meaning that if there is a fence created and the device is not within that selected area, when you create that fence here, then you can select an action immediately, either a notification or an action. Wipe the device or something, or set it in lost mode or something like that. Right, let's go further into the inventory. I do have only one device in here, but it's a test device. It is to show something about the asset management. You have a device summary here, disk usage and OS summary, device informations, network information, SIM informations, installed apps, you will see them here, certificates and restrictions. That's a cool place when something is not working. Go into the restrictions, have a look if the camera is just disabled. Then there is a geo tracking. Yeah, only within lost mode I have it set up. So if I enable the lost mode, I will have the possibility to add a known message and even a phone number so that they can call me, the finder of that devices. Within the actions, I can scan the device, do a remote lock, remote view, and if I have an Android, a remote control would be possible too. We talked about that. There is a clear passcode, locate device, enable lost mode, restart device, shutdown, deprovision, and wipe. So a wipe, a corporate, or a full wipe can be established. What else do we have? A list of all the apps out there. We have the devices, and we have some settings pre-installed with discovered apps. Yeah, pre-installed with OS. We can do discover them too if we want. Location data. If we set up the location data, the geo-tracking, we will see where are our devices. And even a battery level tracking can be configured. So the next part is the reports. We have a bunch of predefined reports, app installation summaries. Let's go back, and some about device models and device SIM details, enrollment reports, location reports, security reports, jailbroken devices, and rooted devices or such. And even scheduled reports are possible. So you just choose the report you would want to have and add some filters, and you can have it delivered as a PDF, as an Excel, as a CSV file, and yeah, configure here a scheduler, and you will have it either daily, weekly, or monthly. Within the last tab, the support tab, you do have FAQs and how-tos. You do have the user community, that's the pit stop community, and you have live chat again. That's the same like within that button in the corner right down there, and a request support. There's a knowledge base, and here in the upper part, you have some training videos in the English language from the vendor, and here is a getting started button. So it will help you with the steps to in order to enroll your devices and get the management and such things. And everything is, of course, linked. That's it for today, so have fun testing the MDM from ManageEngine. See you soon.